This conference will now be recorded.
All right, calling to order with a quorum present at 7 o'clock on January 12th, 2022. Do I need to say who's here for recording purposes? Okay, so if you'll just say your name for us for recording purposes, please.
Cindy Laird.
Matt Kushner.
All right. Please make sure your microphone is muted if you're not talking, and then just press the little talk button if you want to talk. Items of community interest. The first day to file an application for a place on the May 7th general election ballot was Wednesday, January 19th, or is Wednesday, January 19th. Council member 1, 3, and 5 will be on the ballot, which means to remember to vote. So everyone mark your calendars to vote in May. A previous park board member, I believe, is on the council, and we can show ours. Discuss, consider, and act the meeting minutes from December 8th, please.
This is Barbara. I move that we accept the minutes for our last meeting as written.
This is Cindy. I'd like to second that motion.
Okay, all agreed. Motion passes, all in agreement. And then motion to approve the financial statement from this month or December 2021. Do you know what the Nancefield projects were? I forgot. It says 15,000, or maybe that's the budget adopted, not spent. Never mind. Do we have a reason for that? I don't remember there ever being a. Right.
We don't have that.
Sarah, I think it's we were talking about improving those roads going into it, if that's what this is about. But I don't know if the city council approved that or not.
Yeah, it's on the budget line. Okay, but it's just for Nance. That would have been council that made that though, not us, right? Okay. There it is.
did the toy soldiers and candy cane and all that get ordered? Was that reflected under expenses? There was like 9,000. I didn't know if that. Okay, all right.
So that 9,000 is from last year? For 2022's event. So like the toy soldier, I mean, the stilt people on there. I guess I'm trying to make sure I understand. The 9,534 is from the 2021 Christmas in the Park, or is that for the 2022 Christmas in the Park? So why did we dip $9,500 into our next year's budget? We usually do that? Because it's half and half? Okay. In advance. Got it. And so we paid for the Hazlet Hustle timer guy now for next year. Okay. Got it. And then I'm sorry, will you remind me what the community outreach is for? Oh, yes, I did that. I always forget. I'm so sorry. Oh, you have your other one on.
Okay, it's just hard to know when the conversation is going like this. I'm so cool. Now it's no, that's it's all stuff.
Katrina, off the top of your head, do you know what the community park project is expected to cost? $2,133. That seems pretty specific on the expenses budget for category 15. I mean, it's just a budget amount, but I'm just wondering, surely it had a reason. I'm talking about category 15, the expense item. Yeah, it's just the budget. I just didn't know why we were given that budget, if we had asked for it and I didn't remember, or if there was a project that was coming. Okay, that'd be great. It was on the last month. I just didn't notice it. I'm sorry. Okay. Everybody good with it? Anyone want to make a motion to accept it?
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the budget as presented.
This is Matt. I second.
All in favor? None opposed? All right.
My only question is, the tennis court funds, like those aren't in our budget anymore because they've already pulled that aside for that major project. Well, I know that part isn't, but we had like $20,000 that was going toward the court. Okay.
All right, so we're going to go to number 6, future acts and expenditures of planning. We got Easter egg hunt scheduled for April 9th, 4 to 5 p.m. Did we get the eggs ordered for that? Or we're waiting. That's right, we're waiting. You said 2750? Would you need a motion to cover those expenses?
This is Barbara. I move that we approve the funding for the Easter egg at $2,750. That's $2,750.
Do you have a second?
This is Cindy. I'll second.
All approved? All in favor? That motion passes. We need anything else for that? We have DJ already, right? I like those levels. Hippity hop and chocolate.
Yeah, and my pick off 400 and pick up.
I think they're great. We don't have to approve that or anything, do we?
Well, I don't know that it's like. Like that.
It's just Easter. Do people sponsor us for Easter? And what were our sponsor levels for that year? Like, oh, okay. I don't know, maybe go 600? So do you want 100, 250, 500, and 750? Got it. Okay, anything else for your egg hunt? We're good, right? DJ Alex.
Do we have an Easter bunny, or will we have to find one this year?
Do we have a head? Is it a head that we have? I could reach out to the volunteers There was one volunteer that said, oh, I love stuff like this. Let me know if I can help. Maybe she wants to dress up like a bunny. I don't know. Are we allowed to ask?
I thought,
All right, moving on to Wild West Fest. Last, we were going to wait for quotes and possible available days. Kelly, did you have some dates, or do you want to give us a proposal or tell us what you were thinking?
Do I have to hold it down? There we go. Kelly Clark owns Shoot 2 Productions. I live at 1601 McVoyd Road in Springtown, Texas. We produced the Haslett Wild West Fest for 10 years until we all got the COVID stuff going, and so we haven't had one. Our company has continued on. We're in our 13th season now, and so we produce about 13 shows a year, and we'd love to come back and do Haslett again. I go to church here, so I've got a lot of ties here in town. So depends on what you guys want to do. I've got some dates that I had in mind. One of them was a real good one, but I see you are having an Easter egg hunt on that day. What about April 2nd, the week before the Easter egg hunt? Good weather. I have,
We're trying to predict the weather in
welcome to
this
Texas.
part of Texas, and it doesn't always work out.
I have a couple of shows in March already. I've got my 9th annual Bulls on the Beach at Granbury, the 19th. So, and
Did
then
did we have a date in mind? I don't remember. Okay, what were the dates?
oh, go ahead. Yes,
Let me
please.
just ask you if you have any of these dates.
Okay.
Last time we had talked about April 23rd, April 30th, and May 7th.
Okay. April 30th, I'm good. I've got Roanoke started doing one last year. Roanoke does a Roanoke Roundup, and they ended up closing the gates last year because we had so many people in there. It was fantastic. So
What weekend did they do it?
May 7th. So the 30th would be good.
And then when you give us a quote, will you give us a couple of different options?
Okay.
Like price ranges?
Okay.
Like the bull riders, obviously that's part of the rodeo, and then the little mutton busting. Are there other things we can add or take away, or do you have different options?
Yeah. So
I can't remember what we usually.
So in the past, we've done it both ways. We've done it for 10 years. So
right.
I'm telling the others.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So there was times when you guys did all the vendors.
Yes.
Right now, vendors mad. We ain't even set the date. The vendors just get upset. So we took over the vendors several years ago. We got it up to about 80 or 100 vendors. And I think the last time you guys talked about maybe wanting to take the vendors back, we're great with that, whatever y'all want to do there. We've got a stable of about 600 vendors that kind of follow us around depending on geographical region and stuff. And so I'm sure they'd all be ready to come back to Haslett and have it.
Would you be able to give us a quote for both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we did in years past is I have a menu basically. So what y'all did is I traded you the bleacher system for the vendors, and then we were able to make our money back for the bleachers. If we do it the other way around, then it's just, it's the difference in about $2,000. If we do the vendors, it doesn't cost y'all. If y'all do the vendors, it's extra $2,000. So somewhere in there. But I'll give you whatever kind of deal you want. We're we're kind of the same money as we've been. Actually, we had a contract in place right up till the time that we pulled it for COVID. So in 2020, we didn't have any of our spring run. It started, so I had two the same day. I had the Texas Music Revolution in Plano. We set the arena up there. I hauled another arena down to Granbury, and on Thursday, we were going to set it up on Friday, and that's when I said, hey, let's all see what's going on. COVID hit, everybody stopped, so we went and got both of our arenas back home, and we didn't do any of the spring run. We started back in August with the Texas Music Revolution, and we had all the fall run, and then we had all of 2021. It was really good for us. So we just see that people are really ready to get out and get back to seeing and doing. So
I feel like I remember we've had 1 or 2 shows. Are there different prices for 1 or 2 events?
so we've also done a Friday night and a Saturday combined. Our bid's usually for 3 shows on the Saturday. So we'll have like a noon, 3 and 6 or whatever. Y'all usually have a dance or something, music in the
We're trying to
evening.
figure out how to get this COVID friendly, if COVID numbers, since they're unpredictable.
Yeah,
So several of the school districts, just updating people, are closed right now for
Right.
their numbers rising.
right.
And I'm personally expecting it to drop back down by then, but it's
Sure.
been an unpredictable ride. So
Yeah, so last year, we were the first anything they let back in the city of Granbury. And we had COVID protocol in place. They gave us a list of things that we had to do. And in my presentation, I'll give you the letter that the mayor sent back to me saying he was really proud of what we did and how we did it. I can't control the crowd, but I can control the riders and my personnel. And so all the riders and all the personnel wore masks, and we had, we tried to do the separation deal and all that, but there was a ton of people there. I mean, that's just what we do, so, but,
I mean, it's outdoors.
they
it's
were,
fine.
they were very, very, proud of how we handled it. And like I said, the mayor sent me a letter and I'll show you guys that one. So whatever you guys, however you want to do it, we'll do whatever you guys tell us to do. It's y'all's event. We just
Well,
come and,
And I'm pretty sure that we had decided that we were only going to have a 1-day event.
right.
So
Mhm. Yeah.
going
And I
forward.
think the quote we had in place before, like I say, it was coming right up to the time to start to pay, and COVID hit and we all went
Do you
back
remember the
home.
number off the top of your head, just so we can think
No.
of? Okay.
I knew you were going to ask me that, Sarah. I really do. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we're different at just about every location we have. They're close to the same, but again, it depends on what all they want us to provide. So,
And Kelly, I
Yes,
think that we were a little concerned because the quotes, and I know everything's gone up and up and up and up and up, but
right.
we just didn't want to spend quite that much on the rodeo.
Sure.
So that's why we were looking for maybe some alternatives as far
Sure.
as what things we're going to present.
We're trying to
And-
scale it down in case we have to cancel.
And I'd like to
it.
put something to the board. What would be the problem with doing it with the Easter egg hunt? That's one more thing we could do for the kids.
That's the date I actually had. I was like, come on.
Well, I think it's something we can think about.
Yeah, and I think that's great because
It'll
we're always trying
it'll
to.
bring you more crowd for your Easter egg.
Well,
hunt, for sure.
they're going to come for that Easter egg hunt, that's for sure. Now, the
Yeah.
problem.
But it
and-
also gets y'all done with your 2 events.
Well, the only problem I can foresee that would be big would be roping off the area where the Easter eggs are. It wouldn't take that long to put them out before we did it. So
I'd like to just
something
make
think
sure
about.
Sorry, I'd like to just make sure we get David's input on that, since he's the one that ropes it all off when we get it. But yes, I think that would be something for us to consider too.
Yeah, either the 30th or the 9th.
So you said
Somewhere.
you have the 2nd, and then the 9th and the 30th. Did you tell us
Yes.
April 2nd too?
Yes, I think I said that.
Okay.
Let me look again and make sure. So, I've got the 9th. So I've got Wiley, Texas, the 24th. It's a Sunday, but, so I've got the 2nd, the 9th, or the 30th, either one y'all want. Because we can come from Wiley back over to here.
I'll just say I'm really leaning towards the 30th. I just think keeping Easter separate from Wild West they're two completely different focuses, and I just think
I agree.
that's just my opinion.
Okay.
My gut would be to separate them, but if you guys want to talk about it.
You gonna come to both and volunteer or staff on both?
This is just an idea. We could schedule the Easter egg. What is it, on the 9th? Yeah. Then if it's rained out for well, it's a rain plan, just so the eggs wouldn't go to waste.
Whenever y'all tell me, be great. I do, so we have an association that we deal through that brings us the riders and stuff, so I have to make sure they're, I kind of penciled in my tour in December and I put down the 9th, but again, I'll call and see if I can have the 30th or the 2nd, so.
So if you don't mind giving us a regular bid for one, we're sure we're only gonna do one day. We're
Right,
almost certain
right.
of that.
Okay.
But if you could, I don't know if you have this option, if it's even worth it with the size of the event, but if we could have like the boned down basic, a regular one, and then like an elaborate one, and then we could just have different versions, like do we want to
Yeah.
go small and keep it simple, or do we want to go big and,
Yeah.
or is there just like a mid-lane one, or is it all the same for you because it's the same setup cost basically?
Once it's set up.
Okay.
It's not really much different. Again, probably the only variant we've ever had with you guys was whether y'all were going to do the vendors or we were going to do the vendors.
Or whether it was 1 or 2 days.
And so when we went to 2 days, we did that a couple of years. I took the first day on myself and I got the gate, but we were trying to grow something here and they were trying to expand it out at that time. So I told them I would do it. So I think we did 2 or 3 years where I did the Friday night. I got the rainouts and stuff, so it didn't work good for me. But yeah, it's kind of the same deal. We give you a package for Saturday. I'm going to set up Thursday, Friday, be ready to go Saturday morning when y'all tell us to start. So
when will you know for sure if you can book the 30th for us?
I can find out in a matter of minutes if you'd like.
All righty.
Give me a second and I'll ask, and then
But we're not ready
You know,
to,
with all due respect, we can't
I
make that
know we're
commitment
not
to
ready
you,
to
so I'm
commit,
sorry.
but I think that we would want to ask that the
if you
I'll
could
take your
bid
dates the way
be
they
for
are.
the 30th is what I'm
pencil it
saying.
in for the 30th.
April 30th. See if my secretary responds.
I think we'll have to look at just look at the bid and make a decision based on
Mhm.
when we can and who's going to volunteer and who's going to be there and who's going to run the event for us. Because
Okay.
if it's just me running 2 separate events, we're putting them together. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
If I've got to come Easter and then I've got to come back and do the rodeo by myself, which
Is this the park board now?
this is the park board. Well, I mean,
Okay.
Garrick's still here. Garrick will come to
Sure,
the,
Sure.
Wild West
Yeah, he
Fest, I
worked with
know.
us. Yeah.
But if it's just me and Garrick,
Okay.
I know y'all will come too. But
So I would tell y'all, we really want to get Haslett back going again. Justin's come back in. They actually are doing 2. They did one this past year and they've got one scheduled again. You know, they were out for about 4 years because of the roads and stuff. And so they called me and said, hey, we want back in and let's go. And so we just want to get Haslett back. We had a little showdeo. Well, we have one every year at my church, and pastor said, man, we need to have the big one again. And I said, well, I feel like we're going to come back around to it. So I mean, I've got a pretty big staff day of that can help with a lot of things. I mean, even parking and that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. If it's just you 4, vendors are hard to do. Vendors are a lot of time. I'm just telling y'all, most of y'all know already, vendors are a bunch. So my wife would rather y'all do them because I make her do them. But We still handle the vendors at several of our other shows. So we have people that follow us around and depending on the date, see who we can get. But my company will definitely help you guys, whatever we need to do, wherever the slack needs to be taken up. I have people. I've also got a whole church of youth kids and all that available. So
Just a side note,
Well-
they helped us a lot at our last event. So.
right.
And
Yeah.
Kelly, I think that, we need to let you know that we have looked at another company and we're waiting for some bids from them. But the cost is really, because we
Sure.
don't make money on it.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten to be a little bit more than we're willing to.
Yeah, I think last time we did it, y'all went out and got another bid and they were $12,500 more than me.
Well, we haven't seen this bid yet. But
Okay.
that's our biggest concern
Yeah.
is that it's just, everything's getting so expensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. If y'all give me that free diesel y'all get, I'll make my bid real cheap. But and I'm Cindy, I'm going to be what I've always been. If y'all can find somebody cheaper, God bless you. Just make sure they're doing what I'm going to do. I know everybody in this business. I just did a bid well, hang on. I did Port Bolivar, Texas this last year in July. It's Galveston, go across the ferry. That's Port Bolivar. We own a lot of property there. My wife and I and my in-laws are from there. So I did them a deal. I charged them what I charge up here. Had a lady down there said, hey, I think we can get it done cheaper. They put out bids. They got 3 bids back. The closest one to me was $1,000 more than me. And I'm up here and they're down there. Yeah. Again, my bid's going to be based on what I always do. So, okay.
I mean, we just want to be honest. Yeah, we're just trying to be honest with you. We've used you for how many years before, so.
10.
Yeah. We're just trying to be
Yeah.
honest that it's just, we don't ever make money, so we just have to look at
Sure.
the bids, look at the dates, but I think we'll start that 30th since that maybe is
Okay.
probably the likely date we're leaning towards. And then if we can get your bid with the other bid, and then we'll probably make a decision in the next couple of meetings, so for sure.
Yeah, we'll need to
'Cause we
get
gotta
on
let
it.
you know to get our
Yeah, we'll
spot
need to get on it if we do that.
next month, so.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
David's a big part of it too, and
Sure.
he's not able to be here tonight.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
we want his input too.
Okay.
Yeah, David's our boss.
I'll get you a bid and we'll look at the 30th. Like I say, as soon as I find out something, I'll just let Katrina know that go or, whatever. And so I had a date changed today and there was a 3-day show that was already there. And I called and I said, look, if they just grabbed a date, can we change? If they were set on a festival or something, I wouldn't want to do that to anybody. I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me. So the guy
Well, we're
called
not
back.
locked to any date right now, so we're okay.
Yeah, and that's
just
what I
let us know.
say. If we got some room to wiggle, then maybe we can find it. Because again, because everybody's doing festivals now, everybody's jumping in on the dates, and the other deal's just getting from here to there. And so I'll be in Roanoke. That's a pretty easy shot over here. I'm not going to be in. I got several the other side of Dallas, so
You won't be in Port
won't be in
Bolivar?
Bolivar. Yeah, right, yeah. But I'll get, I guess, turned into Katrina. I'll just get y'all something, and we'll look at hopefully the 30th.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank y'all. Hope we get her going.
I like the rodeo clown, by the way. Kelly, I like the rodeo clown, by the way.
He's a great guy.
All right, so we've got Memorial Day celebration coming up, May 30th, 2022. And we're hoping to have that live in the park. Is that right? Fingers crossed. I know Cindy usually take care of all that, getting stuff set up for us. So when we get closer, we'll work on that. Fireworks Independence Day is going to be July 1. And we have the pyro show for them. The guys that we had, actually one of those videos came up on my phone this week from the fireworks show, the little video. It's like one of the memories. Okay. DJ.
This is Barbara. I move that we approve $400 for the DJ for July 1st for the
800.
Independence Day event. I'm sorry, 800. I make that correction.
This is Matt. I second that.
All in favor? Passes, no opposals.
I just have a question. Did we have, I know we heard the presentation about Wild West Fest. Is there anything else we need to do for Wild West Fest?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right, thank you.
Well, sorry, I don't think there's anything we need to do. Do we need to have a discussion about volunteers and what decision we might want to make, or the criteria we're looking at making for next month?
Yeah, probably when we have all the quotes and look at them, we'll have to see who's
Okay.
going to be there, who's going to be available. And you know what I mean? Like once we know what's it going to cost from these guys, what's going to cost from each group, because it may be different prices. I mean, we haven't even seen the other one at all yet, so we don't have any idea what to expect. I mean, he's right. I don't think you were here last year, but the year that we got him, we did try to get another bid, and I think it was nearly twice the price. I mean, it was a lot. And so, right.
Teens.
And it
And
just wasn't worth it to go anywhere else. So if this other one comes back outrageously high, I mean, we'll just stick with what we know. But
And is the reason we're talking about possibly pulling back the vendors is so that we could make some money?
Well, that was
decrease
the other
cost?
thing I'm confused about.
Yeah.
So he's saying he won't charge us if he controls the vendors, or what?
Yeah.
What's he?
No.
So if you're telling me I got no risk of losing money and I don't have to manage the vendors, why would you not just dump it to them?
For our budget.
Hmm.
and we never make money.
But there's no expense either, right?
We pay him about $20,000.
Wasn't he saying if he has the vendors?
No. So the cost of the rodeo is 16,000 if he does the vendors, 18,000 if we do the
I
vendors.
got you. Okay, I'm with you. All right.
Like that. I would- Everybody.
He collects sponsor money for the event where, say, a large organization in the city, Texas Health, makes a donation to the event through him, but then we don't actually benefit from that because it's a donation to the event organizer. Is that how it works? He can,
I- Oh,
So just roughly, if we give up the vendors, we save $2,000, but we potentially lose out on making 20. Is that am I correct?
And I think
So why is the revenue line at 20? Why?
that's what we're given to put on this event.
that's what the city thinks we're going to make.
Exactly my point.
Right.
If we've
Well-
never come close to that, why is the expectation?
We have asked city council to remove that and this just be a free event, but this is what we get back.
so then
I'm
we
with
have-
Okay.
Unfortunately, we've asked I feel like unfortunately we've asked city council for 3 years in a row to adjust that category and they do not. And so we're just left with what we're given,
So
is setting up to lose funds.
okay, so the overall expectation is -20.
From us.
Spend
Our
40,
realistic
make 20, or just
expectation.
spend 20 and make
so
nothing.
if-
Okay.
I think at one point, we don't really know what the revenue is for the vendors. And I mean, seriously, he said he has like 600 that follow him. Well, if it even 100 of those come and pay $50 for a booth, that's $5,000. So we just, I mean, at the park board at the time, wanted to get a better idea of actually how much money he was making, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So on the expenses, if he's 16, 18, where's the other 20 go? Okay,
Fencing to lock it off because city council wants us to charge.
But, well, we feel. But there's probably, there's, we got both of them that, right, and make it, okay.
We just saw potential for there just to be an advantage if we did our own vendors. So we tried to take it back and then we got rained out and didn't work. But
Can we get that next meeting? And that way we can look at it and see what we can do and, yeah.
all hands on deck. Plus whoever else will volunteer, exactly. Yeah. Does that help? Yeah.
or we spend so much time talking about the vendors that I almost get tunnel vision, not thinking about all these other issues that y'all just intuitively know.
Yeah, I
So
apologize. Yeah, we do that.
I'll catch up to you one day.
Sooner than you know. Sooner than you know, trust me. Okay, so firework show Independence Day, we've got the DJ, we've got the actual fireworks, and then that's all we need for now, right? Okay. Movie in the park, I believe we did have a sponsor and in and out. So that's good. Does that include the permit to watch?
Wasn't it 600 last year or last time? 650 and 865.
Getting close to purchasing our own screen.
I'd like to make a suggestion that we table this until next meeting because it's not until September. So that would be my motion to table this until the next meeting.
Sounds good. And I'll look up the prices of those screens. I'm pretty sure they're only a couple $100.
How big do they project it on? What's the approximate?
Ooh.
So that's
National Night Out is going to be October. There's no motion. Oh.
I
Okay.
second it.
What's the change between now and next month we're concerned about? Are we going to get any of that?
Well, do we have the experience to get all of that equipment? I mean, a
I do.
screen might be $200, but the sound is more critical than a screen. I mean, you can hang a sheet and have a screen.
The projector at that size, I mean, the ones you buy for home use are not, they don't project that large. so I
Right,
don't-
especially outside.
Yeah.
Where you have light and
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
Do we not have other quotes from other vendors?
and in the, what do we have in the budget?
so does our
was gonna
sponsorship
say-
cover that?
I think we should at least look for another company for comparison. Does that quote expire?
We just ask, can you just say, hey, the park board didn't make a recommendation, we're gonna talk about it next month or something like that?
Well, if they don't want to honor that for next month, then just ask them to send another quote. Right.
It's only January.
I guess I'm confused. I didn't know that we were deciding, so I don't know if we need to table or motion or just make no action. So let's no action taken.
Then I remove my motion.
Thank you. All right, so National Night Out. This is our last year to have In-N-Out, but we will have In-N-Out, is that right? Perfect. Okay. And we usually cover that as our contribution.
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we budget $400 for the DJ for National Night Out.
Barbara, I'll second it.
All in favor? None opposed? Motion passes. DJ Alex, $400 National Night Out, October 4th, 2022. And then we have the Hazlet Hustle for October 29th. Were we able to get an estimate from Clarence? Okay. Do we need to get another quote or are we okay to use him again? I mean, I have two different people. I liked him just fine. It's about the same price. so.
And how many participants did we have last year? So we're a long way from the 250 being an issue. Okay.
And I heard people really, really liked them, so.
He was really great. My suggestion would be that we used him again if no one else was opposed, but
So do we need to approve anything now? All right, this is Barbara, and I move that we approve Run to Win for our October 29th event, and we go ahead and approve a $200 deposit, $500 deposit. Why can't I remember that? And approve the 2250 total as the fee for our budget.
I'll second that.
Matt seconds. All in favor? None opposed? Motion passes.
I want to hear about that. Fire department. Okay.
Perfect. Also, I wanted to point out, I know we've already motioned for him, but Clarence with Run to Win, I believe he carried our cancellation forward when COVID canceled it. Is that right? Did he cancel and hold for us? Didn't we have him and have to cancel it for something? It's okay. Okay, so Hazlet Hustle on the 29th, we've got a timer runner, Christmas in the Park, December 3rd, 2022. We got the reindeer and then we ordered some decorations. We got Santa. Did we get Santa? Did we ask for Santa?
Okay, there were three things: Santa, snow globe, 1465, and what was the other thing? Can it be one motion?
I just really like that Santa.
This is Barbara. I move that we approve an additional $200, additional $200 to secure Santa for December 3rd, an amount of $500 to book the DJ for December 3rd, and $1,465 for the snow globe for that event.
This is Cindy. I second it.
All in favor? None opposed? Motion passes.
Before we move on, is there any word at all about our stolen ornaments?
I saw it today.
I just really wanted to get it in the minute.
Apparently the wind knocked something down or somebody stole our ornament or something. On the off chance that anyone's listening to our recording and knows where our ornaments are, please return them to Katrina White in the city office. Thank you. There will be a $5 reward. They didn't blow away. Do we need anything else for Christmas in the park? I liked that snow slide setup that we had. I think we should just maybe try to go a little bit bigger, but it was good. Hmm.
And we kept it going the whole time.
It did go the whole time. That's why I was thinking if we made it a little bit bigger if it were hot and the snow melted it. I don't know if we can, I don't know how high you can stack those, but maybe David can add another stack of hay bales or something.
Well, and thank you to the volunteers that we had too.
Hmm.
Most of them were very helpful at bringing snow from the big playground area over to repack the slide again. And it was the kids had a blast. They really did.
All right. Yoga and Tai Chi are still going on in the where? Community room. Because it's cold outside.
And yoga numbers are starting to come up. People are starting to come back. So.
They're all paid for, is that right? Yes. Are there any other projects or ideas anybody has? Okay. Any improvements at any of the parks or fields? Gets a little tricky when David's not here to let us know. Do you guys know of anything from the city side that we should be aware of? We can ask about the restrooms. Someone was saying the restrooms are locked. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I guess we are not getting an update on the tennis courts from the person that's working on that, from that engineer that's developing a plan of that. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm not sure why David is out, but did he happen to mention to you in passing anything about replacing the swings?
That's what I think.
All right. That's it. Anyone else have any other future agenda items? Next park board meeting will be February the 9th, and we're expecting an updated presentation on the park lighting and the tennis courts at the next meeting. Yes? Perfect. Do you know if we'll have the other quote by then? Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, we will adjourn at 7:59.